Okay, so the Bernina is threaded up, and another way you can just double check if you're threaded up properly is if you can see a capital N in front of you. There we are, letter N in front of you. That's always good to check. But what we need to do before we can stitch is put the bobbin into the machine. And on a Bernina we have a separate bobbin holder, and the bobbin on a Bernina, as you can see, is metal too. So what we do is drop the bobbin into the bobbin holder clockwise on a Bernina, and then the thread has to go through this tiny little channel here underneath this metal plate, as you can see, and then you probably heard that little clip because then this thread comes out through this big hole here in the bobbin holder, like that. And what we have to do is put this now into the hook race on the machine with this finger pointing to 1 o'clock and this gate on the bobbin holder horizontal, and the whole thing has to carefully snap into place. So we just gently sort out where it fits and then click it in like that. That's all good, but what we need now is for this thread to come out through the needle plate. So we hold the top thread of the upper thread on the Bernina with our left hand, and using our right hand we make one stitch. So we turn the hand wheel towards us, and one stitch is made when the needle goes down into the needle plate and the take-up lever goes down, and the take-up lever then goes back up to its highest position. So the needle is now in its highest position, and so is the take-up lever. And if we look back down again, just under the presser foot, we can see that the bobbin thread has come up and out of the needle plate. So we just swing our scissors, we catch that loop, which is the bobbin thread, and we pull it through. And we just keep pulling until the end comes through, and that's what's happened there, which is what we want, and that's great. And then we shut the gate. We shut this gate. Oops, not catching the thread, of course. Like that. So now we have the machine threaded up, and we have the top thread where we want it to be, we have the bobbin thread where we want it to be, and before you stitch on the machine just make sure you've got about 25 centimetres, 30 centimetres of two threads going out towards the back of your machine. And just to check that it's going to stitch well, we make sure we've selected the stitch that we want, and on the Bernina machine this is the lever to select our stitch design. It sort of springs out and clips back in again, and we're just going to go for straight stitch or zigzag. This is the dial for the width of our stitches, and it's all in millimetres. I'm going to just do a straight stitch, so I don't want any width. And then that's for buttonholes, so we're not going to worry about that. This is the dial that's for our stitch length, and you just turn like that and the lever will go up or down. And again, the measurements are in millimetres, so if we say 2.5 millimetres for the length of our straight stitch, that will be good. This dial is either for regular stitching, which is what we want in our case, but if we do flip it to this image here, it means the machine will do darning or free machine embroidery. So that switch flips the feed dog to drop it, but we're not going to worry about that now. So we're going to put it back for regular stitching and just test a few stitches like this. I've got a piece of calico here. I'm going to fold it over so it's double thickness, because generally when we test or when we stitch we're sewing on double thickness. So we put our calico under the presser foot, lower the presser foot, turn the hand wheel towards us to sink the needle down into the cloth, and then gently press on the foot pedal. Do our stitching. Make sure when we've stopped our line that we are happy that the needle's in the highest position, because then the stitch is complete, which means when we raise the foot and pull our work free, we're not going to get into any tangles on the machine. And we just take our scissors, cut the threads off, and I think we should be happy with that.